nodding away, dancing to the masterclass music. Hello and afternoon and a very good morning if you're joining us on the East Coast or the West Coast. We're going to continue with a bit of the music here because we've got some gremlins in the system, but that's fine. I'm quite happy to chat to you whilst we dance away and listen to... Oh, you've stopped it now. Aww. Welcome along to Masterclass. My name is Ben Moseby, and thank you for joining us. Over the course of the next couple of hours, we are going to be featuring a masterclass, kind of everything that you needed to know about embossing folders. It's a really, really exciting day today. I will just give you a quick heads up that the cart load later on is a show that you will not want to miss. More on that in just a bit. But this show is pretty much everything that you ever wanted to know about embossing folders and more. Loads of hints, loads of tips, loads of demonstrations, loads of inspiration, and actually embossing folders for everybody. We've got all different shapes and sizes, all different types of embossing folders for you as well, and deals that you will not believe. And also on this show, if you haven't yet got into the world of embossing and you're thinking, oh, I'd quite like to give it a go, we have got a great deal when it comes to the smaller embossing folders that you might want to use in your Gemini Mini, which is also on the show. All bases are covered today, and we need one of the very best to take us through this masterclass, and she has been my partner in crime for 5 consecutive days that I've been here 5 on the trot, because you know I only ever do 3 in a row, because I'm a part-timer. But for the 3 last week, for the 3 that I've already done, I had to have a week off in the middle. You know, I couldn't do that together with her. But she's here again. My lovely, I called her my lovely, listen to me, my lovely Debbie Robinson. How are you?
Of course, I am your lovely. Like, you're my lovely Ben. So yeah, looking forward to this one, because I do love an embossing folder. And I was scratching my head thinking about this, thinking, do we make lots of finished cards, or do we have lots of inspiration on how you can use it? So I thought to do a little bit of both. I thought that's the way to go with this one. And there are some gorgeous embossing folders that we've got on the show for you today, and you can use them in a multiple ways. That you might have seen some new techniques that I'm going to recover from some of our lovely guests that have just been on recently. Obviously, embossing folders can transform a piece of cardstock into something really sensational. When you start to add things to them, you don't need much else. No. And I'm going to show you a few samples of some of the gorgeous designs that we've got on the show today. And again, embossing folders, don't just think of them as a background focal piece to your work. This is something that you can actually create. And I do love, I'm not going to lie, I love these, because these are our embossing folders with stencils, which make things really easy to do colouring, because it looks like you spent a lot of time on this, Ben. Not hardly any. No. Hardly any. And there's lots of things you can do with them. We've even covered even little dinky ones that you can do here. And I said little dinky, like little panels. Strip ones. These are like little panels. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely, you can do a lot with it. And that's a really effective card with a small embossing folder, but taking it to its full capacity and doing a bit of letterpress technique there. Simply add it with papers, add a little decorative border there. Again, whether you want to emboss it on, sand it back, lots of things that you can emboss onto. You can emboss onto Centura Pearl and cover it with gilding wax, which I think we did on the last show with this. But lots and lots of things, lots of gorgeous embossing folders with the most beautiful designs. We've got cut and emboss folders, we've got 3D embossing folders, we've got 2D embossing folders, we've got big ones, we've got little ones, Ben. I noticed your ears pricked up, Ben, but we really have. We have got some real, I mean, I think you were nodding off then till I said that. But honestly, lots of lovely things that you can do with it. These are just some ideas of some inspiration that you're going to be able to use them. And hopefully through this 2 hours, we'll get to cover a fair few. So we will give it our best shot. But it is always an opportunity for you to get involved and ask anything you want to know about anything that we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, I kind of feel this is going to be a masterclass slash sort of craft class, if you like. Get your questions in here, because this is what it is all about. Anything that you wanted to know about embossing folders, get asking those questions. And indeed, if you've already got any of the embossing folders that we're going to be showing you on this show, then you can send in some of your finished projects as well. But a quick few hellos to Sarah, who's in from Australia. Suzette Suze is in. Juta's in. Patty's in. Crafty. Angie is in. Yeah, Sarah, what time is it in Australia, by the way, right now? It must be super early. Carol's in from North Carolina. Lily says, hi Ben, Debbie, CTV crew and everyone else doing another sneaky watch from work. We're looking forward to getting some inspiration on these embossing folders. Oh, by the way, the crew in the gallery today, you've got Johnny, ever dependable, and Nicola, back by popular demand. Oh yes, he did such a great job earlier on Wake Up Call. It was Adam supposed to be, and we were like, no, Adam, we like you, mate, but just... Nicola in again. So looking forward to that. And also Aisha, who is here with us as well. Shadiah, hello to you. Thank you for your message. And yeah, get in touch with us, Facebook and YouTube. But let's get cracking and have a look at some of these deals. These are phenomenal. Your 3D folders and your stencil collection, I absolutely love. And the price you're going to see across the board actually on the embossing folders that we've got today, phenomenal. A real opportunity for you to jump in and add more of these to your collection, or actually just starting with your embossing, there are deals for you. But these ones particularly, as Debbie's touched on, are great for the fact that not only are you going to get that 3D emboss with these, so you kind of, I always think about 3D embossing folders, that they give you sort of more peaks and troughs, so you've kind of got certain pieces within the embossing folder standing out more than others, so it gives you that real 3D effect. But what then we're also giving you in this collection are the stencils as well. So as Debbie was saying, if you look at this finished image here, you were thinking to yourself, well, that's taken absolutely ages to do, and then when we pop it into a card, it's really simple because you can create that 3D emboss, then you've got the stencils to create the color, and it's just allowing you to make really, really amazing projects so quickly and so easily. As well as the poppies in there, we've got the delicate dandelions. Once again with these, it is all about giving you the ability to create that detailed 3D emboss and then adding the color, adding the detail with the stencils as well, layering up those stencils to create these fabulous effects. And again with this one, if I just flip it that way, so we've got the butterfly the right way up, look at that. These really are standout centerpiece projects that you can create. And normally if you're thinking about embossing folders as the sort of background effect for your card, no, these are standout cards straight off the bat. Whack it through with your embossing folder, add the color with your stencil, and look at the kind of thing that you can achieve. That's your gorgeous floral butterfly. You've then also got in this collection, oh, there's more, Johnny, there is more, don't you worry. The beautiful lilies as well. Same again, embossing folder with the stencils. Look, I mean, as I say, you saw that card on the shelf. How much would you expect to pay for that? It's allowing you to create professional cards in next to no time. And then there's one more. You've also got your lovely roses. I kind of think that if you've got a collection with flowers on, the rose has got to be in there. And once again, this is embossing made easy with the stencils and those embossing folders. £39.96 or $51.80. £31.97 is the platinum price. $41.44, and if you missed the announcement earlier on Wake Up Call, between now and the 4th of July, if you spend over £30, $30 or €30, you'll get an extra £5, $5 or €5 off your spend. So this here qualifies for that, of course, as well. You can take another £5 or $5 off that price. Yes! Now, also on the show today, more embossing folders. Yes, we do. We've got your 3D textured embossing folders as well. As I've said, literally something for everybody and something for every price tag. Are you joking me? Look at the deal on this. If you're, woof, yep, she's whooping over there. What? Yep, whoop. And I am not surprised. £17.60 or $24 for your 3D textured embossing folders. Again, we will see these in action through the show, but 3D again, so you're going to get that real sort of jump out of the page sort of effect with this, with that 3D detailing. You've got within this collection your gorgeous grande butterfly. Then on top of that, we're going to give you your climbing ivy. Look at that gorgeous frame. And this is a great example of it there, because you've got the emboss of the trellis in the background, and then jumping off even further, you've got that ivy. So that really highlights how great these 3D folders are. Then we're going to give you your gorgeous vintage lace. I mean, look at that. Again, if you're thinking to yourself, how do I highlight these? What inks do I use? Do I need gilding wax? We've got all of the answers for you. And in fact, we've got a great deal on gilding wax coming up for you too. And last but by no means least, oh, look at that. Lavish leopard. Phenomenal. I'm a leopard. $17.60 or $24 for that collection. Jump in and grab. You can shop ahead on the web, of course. You can see all of the goodies that we've got on the show. There's loads more. We've got loads of goodies as far as your mini's concerned on there. We've got the mini machine. We've got card on there as well. Some brilliant deals on your matte black cardstock, your stamping card. We've got paper pads on there too. We've got deals on your metallic ink. It's all there. Get to it before we do and get shopping ahead and filling your basket. Take advantage of that spend 30, save 5 deal, which runs through until the 4th. But let's get on over over to our Debbie, who is chomping at the bit to get started. Where are we going to start, Debbie?
Well, first things first, I'm going to talk about the difference. I'm always conscious, new people watch all the time here at Crafters TV. People might stumble on us on YouTube or over on Facebook, wherever it is medium that you watch us on. And I just want to talk about the difference. Before I get into my first demo, I'm going to talk about the difference between embossing folders, so that you can get a real grip of it. But we are going to be covering each one through the show. So I'm going to start with what I call a traditional embossing folder, which is a standard one. That's what they call them, Ben, a standard embossing folder.
Okay.
Where it is a beautiful embossing folder. So it's all embossing folders are made of plastic. And the difference between a standard to the next that I'm going to show you is the level of embossing. So this gives you a one layer of embossing detail. So you can see we've got those gorgeous bead touches. I want to live in one. I want to live in, well, I know you can't live in one, but I want to go down.
Very expensive these
Yes,
days.
I know they are indeed. But what you have here, and also with embossing, so that you understand embossing, you'll have one raised side. So this one is the raised side, and this one is what I call the recess. It's the one that dips in. So you'll always have a raise that pushes through your cardstock to create that embossed level. So whenever you look at an embossing folder, and you can always tell a standard one because it's a little bit made thinner.
Yeah.
And I'll show you that visibly in a minute with the next one, because I've got one of our 3D folders. Now instantly, when I close those two together and hold them like that, you can see a huge difference between the two. Because this one is thinner, this one is thicker, because this is 3D. So that's standard. It's the same applies to it inside, where you have what we call a raised side. That's the bit that you want to always remember when you're embossing. Pushes through the cardstock. So whenever you're laying cardstock onto it, you want it to be on the raised side of your embossing folder, because that is going to push through to the recessed side. So that's the bit that dips in, and that's the difference between the two. And when it's gone through the pressure of machine, that literally pushes that detail up through your card. However, you've got more layers of embossing with a 3D embossing folder. So you've got your what I call your one layer. You've got a heightened, bit more depth, bit more dimension. And then you've got a really big dimension, so a bit of a dip. So it gives a real beautiful 3D effect. And again, visibly, you can see the difference between the two, obviously in the size there, but the thickness, and that's a good shot there because you can see that. So regular 3D, and then, cut and emboss folders.
Cut and emboss.
So a cut and emboss folder, this is the hybrid one. This is where it is a mixture of, and I'll open it up again, and it's exactly the same. You've got a recess side. So usually on your cut and emboss folders, you have your metal where the recess is, and then you've got your raised side, and that's the bit again that pushes through. But that bit has got metal in, because that then cuts, and it does a cut and emboss detail at the same time. It is regular thickness of a standard embossing folder, even though it's got the metal in. So when you're using your plates, and we'll talk about that, because that's what this class is all about. It's about going through everything in great detail so that you know and understand embossing. But what I can rest assure you is that you're going to get some great results each and every single time, no matter which one you use, no matter what medium you apply to it, whether it be ink, whether it be colour with pencils, whether it be alcohol markers, whether it be onto acetate, vellum, black cardstock with gilding wax, inky backgrounds, and then using the stencils, which is what we're going to start with first, because I'm not going to lie, Ben, I've gone for butterflies. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so we're going to cover absolutely everything. So you've got this. There's also as well lots of tutorials online. Never ever forget, you can bookmark this show if you want to, but we've also got lots of other in our library. And one of our very first ones that we ever did, and I'm talking back when we were in the other side, you may remember, all you loyal viewers, or the new ones won't have a clue what I'm talking about, but when we're the other side, our Jan once did a 2-hour like a tutorial from start to finish. It was before we had Ben and Joe and everybody.
Before that?
Before, pre-Ben, pre-Joe, pre-Becky, pre-George. It was well before then. It was when we was in the tin shed over there. I'm only kidding. We're really a tin shed. We're really a tin shed. But it was when we were over there, and Jan did like a 2-hour session, just sat at a table running through different things that you could do with embossing folders, and you'll still find that on YouTube. And I think it would. Johnny says 14. I've got a feeling it was 17, Johnny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we might have to clarify with our Jan, but she did a 2-hour like an online tutorial kind of thing. So lots of different ways, and they're always available for you to go back and check on. Yeah. And again, it's all this education. That's what I love about this place. I love the education. All there, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Now, talking of education, what we've got on here is not only a 3D embossing folder, but if you are not uncomfortable, what's the right word? If you're you're not confident, that's the right word, confident about adding inks and things like that to it, well, this set, and it's not just this one, there's others in the set as well, this set is going to enable you to colour with ease, because this is going to do the embossing. These two beauties are going to do the extra bit, and that's where we're going to start with. And I am starting with a butterfly, and I am going to start with some white cardstock for this. So yeah, I know I'm so predictable. I'm so predictable. I am. But again, let me talk about this. 3D, I can feel, and you would be able to feel, that you've got a lumpy bumpy folder, want of a better word. So you're always going to put your cardstock on. Now I've chopped it slightly bigger because I'm going to use the stencil, and then I can chop it down afterwards. If you ever want it to fit in, then these are 5x7 folders, and I'm with Jan on this. I take a little 1/4 inch off. So a 5x7, I would chop my cardstock down to 4 3/4 inches by 6 3/4 inches, because it fits into there really nicely. But because I'm using a stencil as well, and I'm going to be using inks and glitter pastes. Oh, at first I thought I'd really start off. I've got it in full pelt. I'm not even. I am starting off with a bang. Yeah, I'm not working up to it. No, I'm not working up to it. I'm just going straight in there. But what we are going to use, because this is 3D. Excuse the slight bang there, because I've just dropped something on the floor.
Do you want that plate?
No, I'm all right, my lovely. I'll be able to bend down later and ease myself back up. But 3D embossing folders. We have got a clear cutting plate. We have got our folder with our cardstock in, and yes, it's a slightly bigger. Oh, he's still looking after me. God love him. God love him. Thank you very much,
you're welcome.
Little darling.
Ever the gentleman.
Oh, I know you are. That's why I love you. You're such a gent.
Oh, you.
And then you're going to place on the top your magnetic shim. And then lastly, and it's the only other time we ever ask you when we're embossing, to chop up your 2 cutting plates. You're not going to use your cutting plate for a 3D embossing folder. It is clear cutting plate, 1 clear cutting plate, 1 magnetic shim, 1 frosty plate, as our Sarah calls, or in my world, it's called the plastic shim.
Yeah.
So that's your combination. We are going to run that through the machine. Now, if you've noticed, I love my big one. I do. I love the original. But I've got my Gemini Junior plates for all of these, because they'll all fit through the Gemini Junior. We've even got embossing folders that will fit through your smaller machines if you want to try.
Yes, we have.
So it's almost like not try before you buy, because that's wrong, but you know what I mean? But trying out things.
Without spending a fortune.
Yes.
You can get the smaller plates and then the mini on the show as well. We'll
Absolutely.
Go more detail into
We're covering all bases today for everybody. Yep, absolutely. Now, when I lift this off, you can see straight away, without much, and even on white cardstock, you can still see that gorgeous embossed detail. But this is going to come to life because we are adding those beautiful stencils to this. And again, this makes life so much easier, Ben. It really does. So you've got 2 stencils in each of the sets. You have 1 embossing folder, 2 stencils, and you can see the difference between the stencils there. 1 a little bit more cut out, 1 a bit more finer detail. And I'm going to come back to the finer detail one shortly, because that's what I'm going to add my my glitter pastes to. So with that said, I'm going to bring this in, and you'll see straight away. And this is another reason why I like to cut it a little slightly bigger, Ben, than the actual piece that it is, because it gives me place to get it in line, but then I can tape things down. I can hold it down. And there's a couple of things that you can use to hold stencils into place, and I'll just bring it in to show you. You can spray the back of your stencil with our repositional spray, and that will hold it into place, and it won't leave any residue glue or anything like that. In fact, shall we do that, Ben?
Do it.
Let's do it. I'll give it a little shake, and literally you use this. You could use low-tack tape and hold it into place if you wanted, but I'm just going to squirt at the very back. And it don't matter too much about my nails getting covered in glues, because it's the last day going home, so I'll be having a new one done. But literally, let this go tacky for I usually say about 30 seconds. But it's not going to damage your cardstock. That's the beautiful thing about repositional spray. It is the fact that you can reposition it at any one time. And if you don't get it down right straight away, you've got the ability to maneuver it and get it right. But what that does is means it holds your stencil into place without it moving. You just give give it a little dab down, and it helps as well. And it is a nice little tip, this, where it helps hold it into place so none of the inks seep through underneath or glitter paste. So this is a good one to do. It's not often I do it because I usually go risk it for the biscuit method, me, and just go straight on there. But we're not going to do that. But what we're going to do is bring in inks, and I've got a plethora of inks here. Let me just tell you, I've got loads. I've just thought I'm going really colourful with first one. So what I need is my daubers. What's a dauber?
Your dauber?
A dabber.
Dauber.
I've got plenty to go with.
Look at this.
Are
you one for every colour in there?
Honest to goodness, it's like Joseph and this Technicolor Dreamcoat in there.
I thought that was a bowl of licorice all sorts then for a second.
No, I'm just going to match up my colours. So I want a little, let's go in a little. Do you know what I could do with it? Is our Jake on hand?
They have come back into the building now.
Are they back in the building?
Is in the building, yes.
Well, I've got one for my parakeet. So look, you can tell people have been using these, can't you? I was just thinking plain refills is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and find them. I am going to try and find them because look, we've got colours galore in here.
I mean, that is a lucky dip, isn't it?
Actually, do you know what? I think I'll be fine with them.
Yeah?
I think I'll be fine with them, yeah,
Oh, okay.
absolutely. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to just go in with a little detail. And like I said, this is the bit that makes it easier. You don't have to do any colouring because you simply go over the areas that you want to create.
Do you know what you could say about this, Debbie?
What's that?
It's 3D's peasy.
I might have known you'd get some in there. Were you like this with Craig earlier?
Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. By the way, in case you're wondering about Jake and Johnny, because we just saw Jake's back in, the reason they weren't here a few moments ago is that they've been over to the warehouse. They've been picking the lucky dips for later on. We sent them over, you see, with instructions for what we wanted, and they've gone over to pick out the bits and pieces for the lucky dips. You will not believe what you can get your hands on later on Cartload. We've got £1, £3, £5 lucky dips coming your way later. And for those of you that during Wake Up Call were going, oh, what's in the lucky dips? I will give you a sneaky peek from 7 o'clock tonight, UK time, 2 o'clock East Coast. Got lucky dips, Debbie?
Well, you told me, because obviously I've been doing a bit of Create and Craft earlier, so I missed all that. I missed the show earlier on. But I'm a little bit jealous because I didn't know they were on, and I don't know what's in them. I want to know what's in them.
You'll have to tune it. Oh, you're here anyway.
Yes, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here, absolutely. Now, literally, this stencil makes life really easy, Ben. I am using our ink dabbers or daubers or ink applicators. They are by Spectrum Noir, and you will find them on the website. I'm not sure if they're on the show, but you will find them on there. The same applies with our inks. You'll find those on there too. And we do have, again, plethora for all the new people that are joining us. Yep. We have different sizes. So we have a nice little one there, a nice circular one, and they're perfect. I tell you what, they are perfect for the stencils, because you can get into all nooks and crannies. And then you've got your larger, what we call the square ones, even though we know it's rectangular.
Yes.
But we call that the square one. And then you also get little latex sponges as well. And the lovely eggs are lovely because you've got a big chunky bottom and then a little tiny top. And it means you can, Again, you can get into nooks and crannies with the small end, and on the bigger end, you can go into the bigger areas. So really, we've got a nice choice there for you. I personally like all three because they all do a different job. But what you can do is you can go into these, and again, if you're adding a different colour, which I am adding a couple of purples on here, I can go in to those nooks and crannies a little bit better.
Yes.
I'm not worrying about spreading out either, because it gives it a nice little effect when it spreads out. What I am just doing though is adding that little finesse detail, and you'll see that in a moment when we come in. And again, I do love these. They're just absolutely fabulous. And I'm not really applying much ink to these, Ben, to be fair.
No. Just to say as well, the details on the screen is for the round blending tool, refills and craft mat. So you get the tool, you get 10 of your refills as well, and then you've got your craft mat included as well. £12 or $16 if you want to go for that collection today. There is plenty there for you, as I said, loads of great deals. And again, if you're popping these into your basket and your total's getting close to that £30, $30 or €30, you'll get an extra £5
Oh,
off.
you are kidding me.
I am not kidding you, Debbie. Would I joke around with you?
Well, I should hope not, but that's fabulous.
I know, it's great, isn't it? for the next...
Absolutely.
What day? Is it it's 1st of July today, isn't it? Up until the 4th of July, which is...
Ooh, it's like a mini flash
Sunday.
thing then, isn't it? It's like a...
little mini event, yeah.
Yeah, little mini
Flash
event. Yeah, definitely.
Flash event.
A flash event.
Yes.
Ooh, I
Sounds
like
a
a
bit dodgy,
flash
doesn't
event. Oh, Ben, never change.
I won't.
Now, like I said, again, this is why I made it bigger. I'm not worrying about this bit here. It just makes it a little bit easier to apply the ink, and then you can chop this down to size when you're finished. But again, it just makes life, I always say, make crafting easy, make it fun, make it enjoyable, make it easy on yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a song in that, isn't there?
Make it
Oh, you say, yeah, I'm just thinking there's a song in there somewhere.
I just think with stencils in general, I've always said since I started working here that I think stencils are a great way to get into craft, and the fact that you've got stencils now that combine with embossing folders as well just makes you look even more of an expert, even if you're doing this for the first time, because you just can't go wrong at all with them, can you?
Not at all, not at all. And this just really, honestly, the enjoyment you'll get out of these. And like I said, we'll try and do another one later in a different effect. But honestly, they're just absolutely beautiful. And again, you can really see the embossing coming through there with just the ink applied to it. Anyway, I'm not, apart from, in fact, I might just blend that in a little bit. Let me just blend that in a little bit more. Let me just take that off. Oh, I'm getting inky fingers today.
That's all right.
Ooh, I love going inky. Look at the difference there that you can literally take with the colours. Oh, love that. Right, so I'm going to stop playing with the inks because I think we've played with them enough. I'll put all my little applicators back in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just pull this off. So literally, when you pull this off, and like I said, the repositional, oh, Debbie, go the other way, do it the other way. The repositional spray does help you take that off. And again, just be careful. And I always say as well, when you're using these, when you're using your to clean them, either what I always personally warm soapy water. I get a little kitchen full, my bowl. I stick them in the warm soapy water, and especially with the residue on the other side. And I say the residue, it's only a little bit sticky. It isn't something that's not going to come off. It'll come off really easy. Of course, if you like leaving mucky stencils, that's entirely up to you. That's something else you do. Now you can see straight away, and I'm not going to trim it down just yet, Ben, because that looks. In fact. Actually, I might do because I'm going to bring in, if you ever watch any of our Jan's shows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, some sparkle paste. Cosmic Shimmer branded. You will find these on the website.
Still got it, yep.
Yep, so you just head over to the website and again, just choose your colours. I've just chosen a green and a purple because I thought it to bring out little elements on this beautiful stencil. And again, you could apply ink because there's a lovely like a sunbeam effect going off there, but I quite like to keep that plain. But this is when we're going to bring in the other stencil and we're going to place that over. Now, again, because I'm going to be using a sparkle paste, I'm just going to place that over, and again you can actually see where it fits when you pop that on. You can see the area that it needs to go to. I've already got a little bit of the repositional. Can you hear it? That's absolutely fine. So I'm not going to put any more on the back. I'm just going to literally layer that up. So let me just pop that on, layer it into place, and where the raised area is, and it's visible to the eye, a little bit, probably a bit trickier in the camera, but you can actually just shuffle it into its place and you'll hit that spot right.
So almost slotting it into place, aren't you?
It is, yeah. It's just giving it that little extra slot. And then all we're going to do is we're going to apply our paste. Now, I've taken my palette knife for this one. So I've got me lovely, I picked this up when I worked in Chesterfield. So this is my palette knife. You can buy plastic ones as well. There's like little plastic spatulas, palette knives. Again, go on the website. These are already available on there for you. And it makes a difference when you apply these with your pastes rather than your fingers, because you get all sticky and inky again, and very sticky actually with texture paste.
Ooh,
look at that petal, honest to God. I love texture pastes. I don't tell you how many I own. I do. I absolutely love it. As a demonstrator, you need these things, Ben. You know, you need these things.
Well, yeah, of course you do.
Of course you do.
Everything, don't you?
Of course you do. But I'm taking my texture paste and I'm going from the top, and I'm going, and it's like a bit like buttering your toast.
Yes.
That's the word Jan once said. bit like buttering your toast. I did say to her though, you don't want to see how I butter my toast because I slap it on really thick.
Oh, me too.
Yes, so I am a little bit of I love butter.
Have a little bit of toast with your butter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, it's got to be thick, proper butter.
Oh yeah, proper nice butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the pretend one that you can get from the other supermarket, which is the no.
Is that nice?
Oh, it's just.
My daughter swears by that, but I'm a little bit of a butter snob.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not gonna lie.
No.
Is it nice?
It is really good. The no.
No, I know what you mean. Yes.
You're not doing toast at the moment, though, are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
And I'm not doing butter. It's going a bit manky in my fridge. I'm gonna have to get it away because I don't want to be leaving that there and it growing things. But no, I'm off butter. I'm off bread. Just for a bit.
Do you know what? You're doing very well with it as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Preparing all your meals last night, weren't you, for today?
Oh yes.
All done.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Getting myself all prepped. It's all about that organisation, like in anything in life.
Yeah.
Now, got that gorgeous green on. I thought I'd bring in a bit of this beautiful purple and highlight some of these areas. I was looking for the clear one, but it seems to have vanished. So I'm not sure if someone's hot lifted it somewhere, you know. Might be in someone's bag somewhere, you know. I know. Not that I'm throwing accusations around or anything like that, but you never know. It's been misplaced. That's the word I'm looking for.
You know,
it's been misplaced.
The inks that you're using now, Debbie's just asked, another Debbie, can the technique that you're doing be done using any of the inks?
Yeah.
So any that you like, really, can't you?
Absolutely. If you whatever inks you've got, yeah, absolutely. You're going to be able to do this and apply the inks. You could apply other mediums on there as well. You could apply texture paste and add glitter into it afterwards. Do you know, if you use a clear texture paste, you could put that through as well. So you could do. And I use any of the inks. I did have to use, if you noticed, with me because we can't find the Honeypot water reactive. So I use that. Did you notice there?
Yes.
Spread beautifully.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. So you can. And of course, if you use your opaque pigment ink pads, guess what else? Then you can do all the things like you can add your clear embossing powders and do that as well. We might have to try that later, Ben. That sounds nice. We might mix this show up a little bit, actually, to be fair.
Oh, do a bit of improv, crafty.
Do a bit of a bit of improv. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I intended for me clear paste to go around there, so I'm going to have to leave it because I can't find it anywhere, and I don't think purple's going to quite work with the gorgeous yellows. But just trying to get most of that off. Now, if you are using texture pastes, and we might need to tell Jake to come and collect this and give it a little bit of a wash.
I can see him in the corridor. He's just
Bless him. Yeah. So the only thing is that you must clean these off when you're using things like your texture pastes, anything that's got substance to it. Oh my God, that's already looking beautiful.
Debbie, that's awesome.
Because it's just added, and it's added another level of 3D to it as well. But going back to this, we definitely need these washing. Warm soapy water, let it dry naturally or just touch it. And I say touch it, I want you to think about these as something that you don't want to keep replacing. These come with your, you're spending your money on them, look after them. Look after them, it'll last you a lifetime. Because this is, obviously, it's the Lacquer Milo material that they cut it from, but you don't want this drying because it's going to affect the next time you use it. So if my gorgeous Jake is around, I'm going to leave it on the end of the counter for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll leave it on the end of the counter so that he can come and pick that up and put that in the wash and give it a nice little what's the word? Dry, wash, soapy water and dry. Yes, and pat dry. Pat dry. It's coming in the little gorgeous thing. Oh, also smells fabulous, may I add. Jake, come back here. Don't wait for you in. Come on.
Now, you know what happened yesterday when John stepped in?
So gorgeous Jake as well. I mean, look at that face.
Crouch down, Jake.
Look how big. I didn't realise you were that tall. But again, oh, it smells delicious.
Leave him alone, Debbie.
Oh, it smells gorgeous. Holly's a lucky girl, she is.
What are you like?
I know, I'm terrible. He's old enough to be my son, by the way, and I love him to bits. I'm like his mummy. I look after him. I just love him to bits. But now, if I just bring this in closer, and I'm going to let this dry, because it is texture paste, I'm going to let it dry, and then we're going to chop that down. I promise you we'll do that in a bit, but you just need to let this dry for a little bit, and because texture paste is a bit wet and sticky, so you do need to let it dry. But can I just show you one that we've done earlier? And when you add things like flower foaming foam and your, I mean, this is the kind of effect that you can create. So I've just shown you the how to. You can then get creative and then pop them onto things like your textured papers or pattern papers, or just add a simple sentiment, add a few little embellishments like your foam flowers or cut out flowers. But that's the kind of thing that you can achieve with these beautiful 3D embossing folders and your mediums that you can add to them as well. And I adore them. Honestly, Ben, I think they pick the right people, you know, the right person every time. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I love embossing folders. I'm really passionate about them. I own too many to mention, but when you have things like the embossing folders that have got the added stencils, they just make life a lot easier for you.
Yeah.
They really do.
And I think, again, that is a great demo for anybody, because I know, I'll read some comments in just a minute, but Rosanna Murray on YouTube, he says, I'm new here and we've got new people watching all the time. This is the kind of kit that is, I mean, it's inexpensive on a normal day, but today even more of a bargain for you. But everybody's followed that demo just then. There's no complicated parts about that at all. So the card that Debbie has made just there is exactly what you can do, even if you've never crafted before. And again, for a lot of you who are messaging, there's a few messages of people coming and going, oh, I've got embossing folders. I'm always a little bit stuck of what to do or kind of like how to use them. Then they are absolutely superb for that. Let me just quickly show you, because I was holding up the wrong boards there. The boards again with this collection, so your 3D folders with those stencils included, $31.97 or $41.44 is the deal if you're a platinum member. But remember, you'll get another £5 off that price as well, because you're spending over £30 or $30. These are brilliant. If you love your flowers, the precious poppies, again, you're going to get that 3D emboss, and then you've got your stencils to really help you get that pop of colour, whether you're just using your inks or you're going in with your glitter pastes as well. And remember, you can use these all separately and independently of each other as well, which is the brilliant thing. Then you've also got the gorgeous dandelions, the delicate dandelions. Again, really, really stunning just to use the embossing folder on its own. But then when you add the stencil, giving it that pop of colour is amazing. There's the floral butterfly. That's the one that we've just seen there. Again, how amazing did that project look with Debbie? How easy was that to achieve? You can do that. You've got the ability to be able to create a card just like Debbie showed you with this collection. You've then got on top of that more beautiful flowers. Here's your beautiful lilies, again your folder and your two stencils to complement it, and then your lovely roses as well. Look at those, how they just pop off the page. Imagine being able to do this. Imagine being able to create these cards for yourself. You can do it today for just £31.97 if you're platinum, or $41.44. Basically, everyone's getting a deal today, because even if you're paying this price here, you're going to get £5 off, which is phenomenal. Just a few comments coming through, because I've just realised that I've not really mentioned many of you so far. It's been so busy with the demos. Kathy just saying, watching with my granddaughter Charlie from Soggy, Dublin. She's visiting for 5 days of crafting and fun. Well, hello Kathy, and hello Charlie. Lovely to have you with us. Casey Mum on YouTube saying, Gwen from Naples, Florida, looking forward to learning how to better use my ton of embossing folders. I have stencils but never thought about using embossing folders. Susan says, trying to work and watch. This is winning. And also Karen says, hi everyone, I had to go look to see if I had this 3D folder and stencil, and I do. Hard to keep track of everything I have, but at least I know where to look. And that's the thing, isn't it? If you're like Debbie, maybe you've got tons of embossing folders already and you're always stuck for an idea or two. You won't be today. Mariah just saying, I started working in the office again, so not nearly as much CCTV time, but I'm off for the next 4 days and I've unpacked my 4 DHL boxes finally and ready to play. Mariah, you got a few cheers from the gallery there when you said you're off. Well, hey, time to craft. Now, a lot of you I've been chatting about the cut and emboss folders that we've got on the show for you as well. And as Debbie explained, these are kind of like a hybrid, really, like a triple, no, like a double threat, I suppose, in the fact that you're going to get a gorgeous emboss with these, but also they're going to give you that cut too. A lot of people have had their eye on the first one within this collection, because I know a lot of you recently have bought that Beautiful collection, and there's so many comments coming in going, oh, hang on a minute, this would be absolutely perfect to use in conjunction with that. So within this collection, you're going to get this gorgeous, oh, Johnny's just said you would be mad to miss it. See what he did there? B mad, B double E, B mad. Debbie's just cottoned onto that one. Oh dear. Oh, he's off now. He said, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Good night. But look again, pop this into your card. You've got the cut, and then you can use the waste to be able to, pop those elements back in should you want to. Great these for making your shaker cards as well. If you want to be able to do that, they're super. And remember, it's that one pass that's going to give you the cut and also that emboss. This is gorgeous, the sunburst. If you weren't watching earlier on, I urge you to go back and have a look at Wake Up Call when Craig did an absolutely stunning card with this particular cut and emboss folder. And he kind of just took it right back to basics and made a really, really simple card just on plain white cardstock, and it looked phenomenal. This one I absolutely love as well, which is your Sunshine and Rainbows, this one is called. And this is cool for the fact that you've got all of that beautiful emboss there of the brickwork, just highlighted with some of your gilding wax. But look, then you've got the cut, which is actually going to give you the opening windows there as well, which I absolutely love. So whether or not you wanted to put a little picture behind there, a little sentiment, whatever it is, you've got the ability to be able to do that. And remember, it's a one-pass wonder in that regard as well. Take a look here. I mean, how gorgeous is that? The floral frame. Again, so super simple to create that effect. And then last but by no means least, you've got your candy cane. And again, look, beautiful emboss detail in that cut as well. And it's a one-pass wonder to create that effect. £30 and 40 pence platinum. $35.20 if you're platinum. And again, everybody, wherever you are, is going to get £5 off. So ignore that price, because if you spend over £30 or $30, you're going to get that extra £5 or $5 off. Now, cardstock is probably something that you will need, and this is a good excuse to stock up, because on the cardstock currently we're doing a buy one, get one half price. I said you buy one, yes, you do. Your matte black cardstock, 40 sheets. So you get 80 sheets in total for £12 or $16.80. Always very handy, and particularly if you're going to be embossing onto your matte black cardstock, you're probably going to want some gilding wax to go with it as well, because this is where it really does come into its own. And we've got a beautiful gilding wax collection for you too, which comes with your King Gold, your Antique Gold, your Gold, your Renaissance Gold, and your silver included as well. So it's kind of like the full range there. Again, it's a £60 bundle. It's an $85 bundle. You get it today if you're a Platinum Club Inspire member for $38.37 or $54.37. But scrub that, it's $33.37 or $49.37, because you're spending over £30. This deal, this little mini event, if you like, is only running until the 4th of July. And talking of minis, yeah, I mean, you think I just make this up as I go along. Yeah, you've got your mini, and I talked about this earlier on, and we'll get Debbie's take on this too, but this is a great machine simply for the fact that if you are looking to get started off with your die cutting and your embossing and you don't want to spend a fortune, the Mini is a brilliant machine to go for, because you're going to get all that power, all that precision that you'd expect from our bigger Gemini machines, but in mini form. It's nice and easy to use because it's a manual machine. It's sturdy as well because you've got those suckers on the bottom. And this particular deal, you're going to get your plates, of course, with it. So it's nice and super simple to use. No kind of, well, I say your plates, you get folders with it. It's not even plates. You literally don't have to think about this. So great to get you started. Great as a kind of intermediate machine, I suppose. If you've got your bigger electronic machines, you don't always want to use those. If you want to craft on the go, this is great. And it's brilliant for the fact today that you're going to get worth $12.99 or $16.95, your free storage bag included as well. And here's the other brilliant thing. If you're thinking about getting into embossing today and you haven't got a machine or haven't got any embossing folders, grab this for that amazing price. And then you can add in the deal that we've got of your 5 3/4 by 2 3/4 embossing folders, which will run perfectly through this machine. And it's a combination of 3D and 2D folders, so you are away. I think the whole deal, I mean, I think it's under £40 off the top of my head if you go for it all, which is amazing. It's a great little machine, this. And Debbie, you will back me up on how mighty the Mini is. Ooh,
mighty. Well, I always tell you, all good things come in small packages.
Yes.
That's one. Yes, of course they do. Oh, All good things come in small packages. But it really is. It may be the smallest of the family of the Geminis, but it packs that punch that you know and love with any of our Geminis. We are going to be using it. We are going to be putting it through its paces later. So if you've been thinking about it and been sat on that fence, stay tuned, because I am going to show you what it can actually do, not only just with embossing folders, with all your die cutting as well, because it really is a fabulous, fabulous machine. And it's probably, I always say this about this and the MIDI, they're the most simplest platforms, the simplest sandwiches, not the kind that you put in your mouth, the sandwiches where you put your things together when you're die cutting, when you're embossing, when you're doing 2D embossing and 3D embossing. They're the simplest form of popping things together ever. And anybody who's got a mini, they'll be all saying, yes, shouting up, yes, of course they will. Ben, are you waving at me?
Oh no, I was waiting for you. I've got my hand up for you.
Oh right, okay, I'll let you off then. What do you want? What do you want, Ben?
Oh, I was just going to say that, and everyone has been saying this as well about the minis and the midis. They really are simplicity without electricity.
I knew it was coming. I actually pinched it, didn't I? I actually pinched it.
You can have it because you're my TV
Yeah,
wife,
I know.
so
I took it with me when I went down south. I took it with me and I used it. I used it all the time. They were so impressed. They thought I was a genius, a lyrical genius. But then I had to tell him Ben created it and not me at all. But yeah, of course it is. Because
well, he's not a genius. How did he come up with that?
But the thing is, it really is. It's one of those machines that you don't have to worry about. No. Especially craft classes, they're going to be coming back. Believe you me, we're going to be going back to a world where we used to live in.
Yes.
Where we're going to be going to our craft groups and our craft classes, or going to our craft fairs where we sit there and personalise things. If you've got one of these little bad boys, you don't have to worry about having any electricity. You can just simply pop it down and go. And it is crafting on the go. Safety feature wise as well, I'm just going to say this last thing before I move on, because I know I'm rattling and rambling, but I love it. Kids, if you want to get your kids into crafting, your mums or your nans or your granddads or your grandmas or your uncles or your brothers or your whoever it is you want to get into crafting, that is a great little machine at a really craft affordable price to get yourself started into it. But for us seasoned crafters, sorry Ben, for us seasoned crafters, it's something we use all the time. It sits on top of our machines. You know our Debs first created this, we'll let her have that one. She just sat that on there. But honestly, it's just a fantastic machine.
I love that. I didn't expect that much from Debbie, I've got to be honest, but it was like a proud mum talking about her kids there, wasn't it? That was just brilliant. But get it today with that free storage bag. More on it in just a bit. Right, what are we going to be doing now, Debbie?
One of my favourites. Oh, black cardstock, gilding wax.
Yes.
And your embossing folders. And boy, oh boy, can you do some things. So I'm going to show you the card that I've already made. I'm going to show you something that I made on the previous class that we did a couple of weeks back, so that you can still go and check out, by the way, should you want to. But I'm starting with 3D again. We'll go to a regular one in a moment, but I'm going to do 3D. I've actually chosen, I'm just trying to remember, vintage scroll is the proper word. Vintage scroll. This is absolutely stunning. Again, 5x7 in size. Again, you've got that lovely texture to it as well. And again, all you need to do is you run your fingers over where all the lumps and bumps are. This side. So I know that that's going to push up through there. Now, I will show you as well, we've got some letterpress techniques coming up later in the show. Where you can use both sides to create a different look. So those are the techniques that I'm going to be showing you, and I'm also going to show you different things that you can actually emboss onto. Now then, black cardstock in there, 3D embossing folder. So it's back to that plate combination that I spoke about earlier, with your clear cutting plate, folder with the cardstock in the middle, magnetic shim over the top, plastic shim or frosted shim, as we all know Sarah loves to call it, through there as well. And it's that simple when it comes to a 3D. Even easier in here. Absolutely. You just put your 3D folder in, done and dusted. But we'll come to that later on. Now, literally, oh my days, even just on plain black cardstock, the detail is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I'm hoping our lovely Nicola can see that, because right now my eyes are that bad, Ben. They're that bad, I can't see them. Do I put it towards me? Let me go that way. Oh, wait a minute, that way. You'd think I'd know after 2 and a bit years.
Wiggle.
Tilt it towards, tilt it towards. There you go. Bet we are going to bring it to life right now, because I've got, well, again, someone pinched off with one at Gilding Waxers.
We got
God.
we got
Is it 4? It's
still.
5, yeah. We're like, where the heck has it gone? But I do love Gilding Wax. And it is just absolutely beautiful. It's that beauty. It's an oil-based wax, and we get asked this often between the difference between the Pebeo to the other ones that are out there on the market. They're usually water-based. This is oil-based, so it's got that lovely soft, moussey texture to it. And again, it was used initially.
Yes.
Pebeo is a French company. And it was used for gilding furniture.
Furniture, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but it's been brought into the world of craft, and it's never ever fallen out of fashion. Never ever fallen out of. Do you know how you go through fads?
Yes.
No.
No, this is
not
always
with
been
this.
there, isn't it?
Not with this.
Chat at me again, and I asked this Craig earlier, but for anyone who missed, why do we always see you guys applying this with your fingers and not with like a tool, for example?
So I believe you have more control with your finger than you do with a tool. So you can apply it with a tool. If you don't like getting all this gunk and muck and what do you call it, I call it inky fun. If you don't like getting it, and I know, I'm joking aside, Ben, there's a girl, and I worked in Chesterfield, she'll not mind, a lovely name, we call it Sparkle Queen, Maz.
Yeah.
She doesn't like mess on her fingers.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And it's something that she couldn't quite get her head around, and sometimes it put her off doing classes.
Yeah.
Until we coaxed her into coming to class and using an applicator, and she never looked back. And
Yeah.
she still loves the messy crafts, but she just applies it in a different way.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
prefer my finger. I have control. I can get into the areas. Normally when you use an applicator, and we might just run that through again and see it difference.
Oh, okay.
So that you can, because you can apply it there, but you get a different feel to it. So literally, in fact, I don't even know why I'm being precise there. Let's just slap it on. Let's just get it slapped on there.
Get it on there,
Yeah,
girl.
and I
Slap
love
it on.
mixing as well, Ben. I
Yeah.
love mixing the Pebios. Producer Johnny, do we have the Pebios on the show?
The gilding. What?
The Pebeo Gilding Wax? Are they on the screen?
Now.
Well, silly old me.
I was chatting about them a minute ago.
Oh, so sorry.
You were listening
Whoops.
to every word that I was saying over
Whoops.
the side of the studio.
I was in a little bit of my own crafty world then, Ben. I'm
I thought
really
you hang on by every
sorry.
word. We've got all 5 of them. So we've got your king, your antique, your gold, your renaissance, and your silver, and we've got less than 20% of the stock.
Oh my! Well, I'm glad I've done this now because I.
Sorry.
Yes.
You get another £5 off the price on that screen because it's over £30 or $30.
Oh, you're kidding. Now, you see, for me, if there was ever a time for you to own some gilding waxes, today's going to be the day. I'm not just saying it. I love gilding wax. I was the silly one that bought one at a time.
Oh, don't do that.
No. You do. All the colours are just beautiful. And again, you can start to add a little bit of dimension. Look at that when I go in really thick
And I
with
like
it.
the fact that you're blending it here as well, because I don't think I've ever seen like the blending of the gilding wax before. It's always just like one colour goes on, but you just.
Oh,
you just
I
slap it
love.
on.
I slap it on, and I like the texture that the 4 different or 5 different colours give you,
Yeah.
and that real gilded,
Yeah.
look. And I do love to have a little play and a little mess, This is Debbie's world. This is Debbie's world where she just goes in
A little
and
pretty
really
mess.
does play a little bit of mess. But can you see the difference by adding those different colours? And that's what I love about them. I know some people do like to do it one. That is nothing wrong with that, Ben. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's dependent on the look that you want to achieve. So I've literally slapped all of the 4 that I've got on my hands there. And again, I'm just going to carry on going around there.
Yeah.
But just beautiful. One thing I will tell you, once you've got and applied on what you want, and I'm just going to add a little bit more because I'm thinking a bit of silver, just a little bit more in there. Let's get a little bit more into there and mix it up a little bit. You do need to give it a little bit of what I call a buff, but look how gorgeous when you mix up the colours. I'm just going to move that to one side, and I promise you I will run another piece through, and I will show you with the applicator the
A bit of a buff.
difference.
Does this dry quite quickly?
You what, darling?
Does it dry quickly?
Instant.
Right.
It's an instant. I just like to buff it up because it gives it a bit of an extra sheen.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of the excess off because obviously you do tend to get a little bit on there, but it just gives it that lovely sheen to it, and that is why this Pebeo Gilding Wax is the finest on the market, and why I will never ever tire of showing you how you can do it, and the lovely effect. I mean, that's the sheen that you get from the buff.
Yeah.
So definitely give it a buff. Definitely give it a buff.
So that's it in the buff?
I like it in the buff, but I like to I like to buff it, sorry, because you made me walk into that one then.
Not
you
me.
made me walk into that. Literally, it just gives you a really beautiful dimension, and I will show you in a minute the finished samples. Let's just go back in there with the cardstock.
Yeah.
Let's just run that back through, and then we'll apply it with the applicator, since Jake's fetched me some nice new ones.
Yeah. Oh.
You fetched me some nice clean ones. Look at me. But you can, and you can also use inks over that as well. But the Pebby, honestly, if you've never tried Pebby or gilding wax, please, honestly, go and have a look, because I swear you'll absolutely adore it.
Can I just say as well that I'm not the only one who has not seen the mixed colours before. There's loads of you now actually saying that you've never seen more than one colour mixed up before.
Honestly, I'm always mixing colours.
Yeah,
I can promise
idea.
you, I'm always mixing colours. So rather than taking the ink applicator straight in, you'll pick up a lot. If you do go straight in, you will need to give it a little bit of a dab at the side. But I do it again. It's a bit similar, just literally picking it up.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to slide over. And when I slide over, can you see the difference?
Oh yeah.
That is real coverage, and you're going in quite heavy with that. So I'm going to do this deliberately. I'm not. It's not that I'm, but it's just to show you the difference. Do you know when I talked about the control with your finger? You do have a little bit of control with your finger, but if you don't like mess, why get messy?
Yeah.
When you've got ink applicators that you can apply this to, and you can still achieve some gorgeous looks. And again, it's just going on. I'll pop a little bit more down in this one.
It's quicker as well this way, isn't it?
It's a lot quicker, it's a lot quicker. But you can still go in and do a little bit of a mix it, but you can spread it. You can give it a little bit more of a spread. So there's nothing to stop you from, applying it in the way that you like. But you will visibly see in a moment when I bring the one that I did with my finger, you're going to see that difference. But again, it's entirely up to you. And there's nothing wrong with whichever way it is that you prefer. There's no right or wrong way when it comes to gilding waxes. Let's get a little bit more on there. Let's pop on my excess. I am mixing my pads. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm doing this for speed because I want to try and get lots of techniques in this masterclass covered.
There's loads of lovely comments coming in. Evelyn just saying, Debbie, this looks beautiful. I add different colours of gilding wax all the time. Jean just saying, Debbie, I love the look. Never use more than one colour. And Molly Hannah on YouTube who goes, Ben! In brackets, fangirl voice. It's been forever since I've seen you. Hello.
Oh,
hello, Molly
lovely.
Hannah. It feels like forever since you've messaged me. Thank you.
Hey,
what?
have I got something to be worried about here?
No.
Come on, have I got something to be worried about?
Molly Hannah also, as well as fangirling, that's such a weird saying, isn't it? Fangirling. Says, thank you for the show. I was just thinking I needed inspiration for my embossing folders. I think we're getting a lot of that today, Debbie, actually. We've got a lot of people who've already got embossing folders, and this show is making them go, oh, so I can do that. Oh, so I can do this. They're not to be afraid of embossing folders, and I think they're a lot more versatile than perhaps people think they are, aren't they?
Oh, they are so more versatile. Now, I'm going to show you the two difference and the two different types that you've created, I've created by using an applicator or the finger, So when I bring them in, you can see the difference straight away. More of a coverage on this one, little bit more difference. But when I bring them up, and I'm going to do this way so you can see them, I'll put them side by side. Can you see the difference? So I love embossing folders. I love any way that you can apply anything to them, with it be inks, gilding wax, texture pastes. But I do love these. And again, when you've done these, this is the kind of thing that you can be doing, Ben. So I'm going to bring in a lovely card again, so you can see this gorgeous card. Literally, all that's being added there is a bit of background paper, and again applying different embossing, different gilding waxes, different colours, and then just adding a sentiment at the bottom. But I'm going to show you something that I did in that previous class with the leopard that we had on. So we're not just talking cards when it comes to embossing. We're talking mixed media projects, we're talking canvases, we're talking home decor pieces, gift boxes. And this was an MDF box when I first started this, but this is the one that I did on the show using that gorgeous leopard and using different colours and showing you that you can create lovely things like this.
Amazing.
And it really does. And I did this too I'm going to say about 2 weeks. You probably have to go and check it out, but it was with myself when we did all these techniques, and I actually did this live in the show and showed you how you can create that. And again, I mean, this is where it stemmed from, a little gift box that I made for my daughter. Jan, when we used to be in store, we used to teach classes, and Jan did this beautiful piece for a sample for me for the store, and I fell in love with it, and I did my own adaptation, I'm going to say. So I got the idea from Jan and absolutely fell in love. And these were little gift boxes, and this is one of the country garden ones. I know it's not on the show, but it is on the website. And again, just being able to create pieces. I've actually pinched that for my daughter because I gave it her. I put lots of money in there, but I keep saying to her, can I have it back for my demos, because I like to show them off. But honestly, this is the kind of thing you can do. So you can go from plain black cardstock, which is on a fantastic price today, with the fantastic priced gilding waxes, and you can create these things yourself, whether it be card making, whether it be home decor pieces, gift boxes and things like that. And like I said, this is just MDF, that plain MDF that you can pick up for about £1 and something in most places. Places. But you can pick them up, but you can transform them, and that's transformed with black cardstock and gilding wax. I mean, come on. Absolutely fantastic. Never underestimate the power of an embossing folder, or the power of gilding wax. And while it's on that fabulous price, just go for it.
The cardstock, by the way, as we all talked about, that matte black cardstock is available on the show for you as well. 300 GSM, Cindy was asking the weight of that. That's available on a buy one, get one half price deal for you. There it is. So £12 or $16.80 if you're a platinum member. 80 sheets included. And just to reiterate, on the Pebeo gilding wax, Pamela's just asking, what are the 5 colours? I have 4. So the 5 that you're going to get in the collection are the king, the antique, the gold, the Renaissance, and also the silver. Less than 20% of the stock remaining on that. It's going very, very quickly. But yeah, what a great combination of goodies today. Get that matte black cardstock, get the deal on the gilding wax, and get these. Honestly, I think if you're looking for real striking embossing folders at a really affordable price. I mean, we've got some great deals. This is one to go for, because look, it's under £18 if you're a platinum member, under $25 or $24 if you're shopping with us in the US, and you've seen just how amazing these 3D textured embossing folders are. So you've got that gorgeous grande butterfly. Then on top of that, I always say this one's a great way to show you that 3D effect, because you've got the trellis in the background there, the ivy leaping off the page as well on that climbing ivy embossing folder. This is the vintage scroll, so the one that you've just seen Debbie working with there as well. How super simple was that? Just running it through that black cardstock, applying all of that gorgeous gilding wax to create a really sumptuous effect. And something very different here as well. I think that might be my fave, the lavish leopard. And again, just to show you about how much fun you could have with these. Look at that again, that's the lavish leopard, just using all sorts of different colours. But again, if you do just want to go in, emboss it and get the gilding wax on there, you can create some really stunning pieces. Proving very popular is this collection, and as we've said, plenty of reasons to pop all sorts of goodies in your basket, because if you're spending over £30 or $30 for the next 3 days, you've got the opportunity to save an extra £5 or $5 off your basket total. Right, let us give you a chance to check out your baskets. We've got plenty more to come back to on our embossing folder masterclass. Any more questions you want to throw our way as well, please do that. If you think of any whilst we take a quick break, get those in and we'll put those to Debbie. But now is the time to check out your baskets, and we will come right back.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Afternoon, this is Crafters TV. We are in the middle of a masterclass and it is all about embossing folders. What I'm learning from this particular masterclass is that the embossing folders that we have within our collections are just much more versatile than we think they are. And I'm also learning that lots of you already have lots of embossing folders at home and perhaps are stuck for a few ideas. So whichever way, whether you're thinking about jumping into the world of embossing folders, you've got some great deals and great hints and tips here as well. But if you've already got them, again, you're picking up some great ideas from our Debbie. What I want to bring to you is a deal which I think is brilliant, and we chatted about this just briefly, and we'll get a full kind of take on this from Debbie in just a second. If you want to get into embossing, but you don't want to spend a huge amount, if you're completely new to this and you think, well, I haven't got a machine, I haven't got any embossing folders, what's the easiest way that I can do this and the most cost-effective way? I think this is the way to do it. This is my opinion anyway. You've got the Gemini Mini, all right? So we've already chatted about this, and again, we'll get Debbie's take on this in just a few moments' time. A great little mini machine this, but as we've said, you're going to get the power that you would expect from this for your die cutting and your embossing. You think of the power that you get from your electronic machines, you've got it in this mini version. Hand cranked, of course, as well, so nice and easy to use, and of course, you've got the suckers on the bottom there as well to make sure that whatever you're embossing or die cutting is kept nice and sturdy. The folders that you get with this as well are so simple. You don't need to think about complicated sandwiches or anything. It's really easy to do, and this deal is going to give you your storage bag included as well. That's worth $12.99 or $16.95, but you get the lot today as a platinum member for $23.99 or $35.96. If you are new today as well, sign up to Club Inspire on our website, addressed down the bottom here, and you will automatically get 250 bonus points, and you'll get the platinum price on your first spend because you'll get 20% off. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, got the mini machine, what about embossing folders to go with it? We have got a phenomenal deal on embossing folders to go with the mini. This is, I think, my tip really for the show to get you started. For £12.91 platinum or $14.90, we are going to give you 8 embossing folders. That is 8 embossing folders. And that is 8, Nicola. 8, not 6, not 7, but 8. You're going to get 4 of your, let's just call them regular embossing folders. So your 2D embossing folders, you've got the gorgeous hearts there. Then on top of that, you have got the beautiful floral butterflies. You're also going to get this wonderful country wildflowers and then you've also got your birthday banner included in there too. These all work beautifully with your mini, but that's not all, because we're also in the embossing folder deal for you, going to give you 4 of your 3D embossing folders as well, which are absolutely stunning. There's kind of geometric shapes in here. You've got a trellis design in here as well. You've got your Regency floral. Kind of difficult to see. If I just flip those around, you can see the designs that you've got there on the back, that gorgeous trellis. This one here is your geometric decadence, which is absolutely stunning, giving you that real sort of 3D effect. And then last but by no means least, you've got your decadent lace in there as well. So 4 3D folders, 4 2D folders. That's £12.91 platinum, or $14.90 for your platinum. If you decide to go for that and that today, that's what, just over £35, isn't it? £36, which will also get you your £5 off, because you spend £30 or $30, get £5 or $5 off. That is an amazing way to get into embossing. Great gift for somebody who wants to get into crafting. Great for you if you're brand new to it as well. That is my top tip to get into. I don't know why I did it like that. That is my top tip to get into, yeah, and the hips going as well, to get into embossing. Debbie, what say you? Great way to get started there, isn't it? That bundle, combining the two.
Honestly, it's a fabulous bundle, it really is. And the machine, let me just talk about this machine. I honestly love our Gemini range, full stop. The Gemini Mini, the baby of the family, it is the one that isn't the automatic electronic one, but it's still a die-cutting embossing machine. And it still can pack the same punch that a bigger one does, just on a smaller scale. And it is a real powerful machine. Now, it's very simple. I can't express how simple this is. You've got those fabulous 4 suckers on the bottom, and they really are super strong suckers.
Yep.
We do, and we say this, but can I just say there's a reason why, Ben?
Yes.
I've had machines in the past, manual machines. And can I just say to you, the manual machines have always been the trickiest ones to hold and bend, because you have to grip hold of them, you have to literally wind them through, but you have to stop it from moving.
Yeah.
This thing is not going anywhere. So and it is a simple case of you pop it down and you just give it a little bit of a pressure there. Now this is on my glass mat, and I always do this because I just want to show you how powerful those suckers actually are. We're talking super, super strong here. You're not going to get anything that's going to move across the counter while you're trying to die cut or emboss. I promise you, because that is the power already just with holding it. Then we've got the power inside, and it really is a very simple 3x6 in size, a wind handle which can be for right-handed or for left-handed. When you do pop that down and you want to release it, you just gently rock it forward or backwards, and you can hear the, I can't do that sound. Yeah, it's quite a nice noise, isn't it? Quite satisfying, that noise it is. But what is satisfying is this plate combination, because it's so easy. And I've got here one of the 2D embossing folders with some cardstock. 3x6 is still a nice size, Ben. It really is. And there's a lot you can do with it, and I'll show you some samples later on.
Please.
But for a 2D standard or regular embossing folder, you put your chosen cardstock into the folder, and then you bring out the purple shim. And you place it on the top, and that's it.
Easy
so when
peasy.
I said easy peasy, we're talking easy peasy, lemonly squeezy. It really is. You just pop that through, literally wind the handle, you take it off, you release your cardstock, and you have that beautiful embossed detail, edge to edge, all the way across the platform. Absolutely stunning detail, and you can see that there just by that beautiful embossing. Now I have used a nice shiny cardstock on this, but I just want to show you that simplicity, like you said, without electricity.
You can have it,
because it really is. Now 3D embossing. 3D embossing folders, they do come in the smaller form too, because we've got them here for you. Lots of gorgeous ones in our collection as well. And are very simple. I've popped some more beautiful mirror card in here, one for high shine this time. Pop it inside your folder. Now what plate combination do I need?
Ooh,
Nothing.
nout.
Nothing. absolutely diddly squat nothing. You simply feed it into its little hungry mouth, and I do love this machine. You simply feed it into its little mouth, and when I'm saying I'm talking about pressure, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Not even holding down, and that machine hasn't moved. So I'm honestly, I'll always be blown away. But look how gorgeous that 3D
I love
is.
that
It's
so
just
much.
beautiful. And again, I've done it on the high shine so that you can see that beautiful detail of embossing. So again, you've done 2D, we've done 3D. So what about our dies? Now, Sarah always tells you this bit, Ben. She'll tell you the loads of dies will fit through the mouth of this machine. So I've taken one of our, or taken one, should I say, correct English there, taken one of our absolutely gorgeous, lovely, elegant, but very, 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 very intricate dies. So I've got one of those, and I've taken some card again, textured cardstock. We're talking coated cardstock here, always the tricky one. But again, platform, what do I need? The folder.
Just the folder?
The folder. And as you can see, my folder, can I just show you my folder, Ben? Your folder won't look like this. You won't look. It will do after a few cuts. And when I say a few cuts, I think I may have used it because I use this machine nearly every time I craft. But simply, literally, you use all 4 sides of your folder. You've got 4 cutting plates to go with. This is the consumable part. This is probably the one that you're going to need to replace, but I'm saying to replace, you're still going to get a good cut, and I'm going to show you that with my folder because I forgot to get a new one. Normally when I come and do a demonstration, I get a new one, but I'm not too bothered because I know full well that this folder has got a long life shelf still left in it. Is that the right word?
Shelf
life
life.
Shelf? Shelf life. I knew, do you know, I just knew I'd get it wrong way around
Life
again.
shelf.
Oh, I'm such a turnip, I am. Such a turnip.
Really, I'm such a
I
turnip.
knew that I would be, I knew I'd get my words wrong. I just knew. Do you know what I'm blaming? Lack of food. I were only nibbling on my meat before the show, weren't I? I didn't have me actual I didn't have my actual dinner, is what I'm meaning. I just had a little bag of meat under the counter, and little Nicola before I came on air, she let me nibble on it.
If you thought, why was Ben talking so much at the start of the show? It's because, yes, she had a mouthful. She was there with a bag of ham.
With my bag of ham.
What else did you walk in with? Your bag of ham and your can of pop.
My bag of ham, my can of pop.
Yeah, and she was all, I was going to throw to her, but I looked over there, she was like,
No, I was like, no, Ben, no, not just yet. Give me 5 minutes. But can I just show you the power of the Mini? Come and have a look there. See, I'm challenging her. Look, challenge Nicola. Challenge Nicola to come in close. Look how fabulous that is. Beautifully designed. Oh, poor little love, I can hear her go. But honestly, absolutely fantastic. One pass of this absolutely fabulous machine, and that has done the most intricate die to perfection. So we've covered 2D, we've covered 3D, we've covered intricate dies. What about a little bit of mixed media? Now I'm just going to check my butterfly wings. I don't know what we're worrying about. But do you need a different platform? Do you need a metal No. You need your folder. And when I say about having, and I do mean this, Ben, that's why I like to have more than one folder, because I do tend to have a folder for my paper craft and a folder for my mixed media kind of items. But again, I'm just going to pop that in there, and then I'm just going to go in there. Now, with a mixed media die, it is a little bit on the more detailed die, so there's a more bigger ridge with that. So that's why I have 2 separates. But I know, hot knife through butter again, and I've got 2 layers of felt, beautifully die cut through there.
Fantastic.
No fraying, no nothing, and a multimedia die. So anybody asking you, can you use it for multimedia things? Of course you can. This has that name, Gemini, in front of that machine. So yes, you can do the things that you do with your ordinary dies with it. You know, there's just tweaking, that's all you need to do. I've got some S in here with a regular die. So I thought, let's go in with the regular die, let's go in with the Hessian. And I were debating, shall I do 2? But I thought, no, it's a regular regular die, Debbie. Don't get carried away. Don't get carried away with it, girl.
What's that going through?
That's Hessian.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got some Hessian with a regular die. Now, you can see, with exception, there's some things that you can't cut, and I've done this deliberately because I wanted to show you.
Right.
That had been a multimedia die, absolutely perfect, would have cut through.
Okay.
And shall I do that now to show you? Well, we'll be able to get away with it, won't we? I can get away with it. Might be a little bit couple of its little wings, but I just want to show you the power of this machine and what it can do, because it really truly is fabulous. So when I talk about, and this time, shall we ever go, oh no, it's not, oh, that's because I've got a crisscross match there.
Oh.
So it's failed me thing. I can see the outline, but it's failed. Let me go and grab a couple of more bits because I want to show you some other bits that you can do. 2 minutes, because I've got a big box back here. But don't be put off. Honestly, this machine is ultra fabulous. It's super, super strong. It's got the name Gemini in front of it. It's still stuck in the same spot, let me just tell you. It is still stuck in the same spot and not shifting. That is the power of this machine. Super suckers at the bottom, super strength, super, what's that word I'm looking for? Strong, mighty, small, but packs a punch. And I'm going to grab a few more things to show you.
There's so many of you saying how much you love your minis already. Claude the Tiger says, on the Mini, it is my favourite machine on my crafting desk. And lots of chat about the folders as well. Loving the 3D folders. Nothing regular about the embossing folders from CC as well, says Beverly. And Molly Hannah just saying, oh my goodness, that butterfly folder is beautiful. I think I have to have it. I think I have it, but I've not used it. And she's gone off for a rummage. Just whilst Molly is rummaging and whilst Debbie is rummaging, let's just recap again. So you want to go for the Mini, right? But then on top of that, get these into your basket as well, because this is the 5 3/4 by 2 3/4 embossing folders collection. So you're going to get 4 of your 3D embossing folders. That one is that gorgeous decorative lace. You're then also going to get within the collection this one here, which is your geometric diamonds. And again, you've seen how easy it is to use with your machine. It is a simple case of popping your cardstock into this folder, whacking it through your Mini, and away you go. That one there is your Queen of Hearts. And then last but by no means least, you've got within the collection your Regency Floral. So 4 of your 3D embossing folders, and then you're also going to get 4 of your, well, standard embossing folders, if you like. So again, really simple to use with your Mini. You're going to pop that through with your purple plastic shim, and away you go. You've got your Happy Birthday, which you're going to use on the landscape. You've then also got this absolutely beautiful country wildflowers, and then you've got 2 more as well. So I think a collection will never be a collection without butterflies. So you've got your gorgeous butterflies there, and then you've finally got your polka dot hearts included too. So all 8 of those, 4 of your 2D, 4 of your 3D included, for £16.14 or $18.63. But Platinum members pay £12.91 or $14.90, which is a wowie price. If you've already got the Mini, that needs to go into your basket today. If you haven't yet got the Mini, that goes in your basket. That goes in your basket. And because your basket total will be over £30 or $30, you'll get an extra £5 off as well. So £12.91 platinum price, £23.99. So again, yeah, you're spending what, just over about £36 for the whole lot, and then you'll get an extra £5 off. Brilliant. You're going to get the storage bag free too. Amazing. Right, I think Debbie has reset over the other side of the studio, and we can now head back across and see what you got.
Well, I thought I'm going to have some leather. So I'm going to grab some leather. So I've popped some leather in my little folder.
Yes.
And I'm going to pop that down. And again, showing you that you can still use this folder, still on the go. But what I'm going to do is just run that through and just take this. Honestly, when I talk about the powerful machine that this machine is, you know, I've been looking at a little peek at some of the comments as well. It's lovely to see the comments. Now, this is leather with a regular die that I've just cut through. And you can see that detail again, no fraying around around there. It's even cut out the little piece, which means for things like leather key rings and stuff like that, you could absolutely do that. So materials as well, it's going to cut through. You've already seen it do some regular embossing, some 3D embossing, some intricate dies, some multiple layers of felt, and my lovely leather little gift, that's a beautiful little leather tag that you could hang onto your key rings, and cut with ease, and still with the platform that is the plastic folder. And it is, don't worry if it gets like this is still cuttable. I promise you, I will use in this until I absolutely have to pack in with it, and that's usually when I'm a bit stubborn and I'm just thinking I'm not going to replace it just yet. I'm going to carry on until I've got no other choice, Ben, to replace it with a new plate. But honestly, if you think about all the things that it can do and the fact that it is 3x6 in size, maybe small, but it's a mighty machine, and honestly, Ben, I absolutely love it. And then let's not forget, we could do things like embossing with us things afterwards as well. So those are the kind of things that you can do with this little baby.
I think that was a great sort of 10-minute mini masterclass on your mini machine. It is a super buy. As I say, combine that with your embossing folders bundle and you are well on the way to enjoying and starting your embossing journey. And as we said, the fact that you can die cut in this as well, fantastic. We've got replacement folders and shims for you on this show too if you want to add those into your basket. But listen, if you have got stuff in your basket right now, let's get those baskets checked out to make sure that you've got whatever it is in your basket on its way to you. And whilst you do that, and whilst we get ready to show you more, here's some information.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easy to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Mighty, it's in capital letters. I love my mini. Gilmore saying the storage bag is cute. I don't have that one. I've got the purple tote instead. And Beverly Bryant on Facebook is saying embossing folders so underrated, but they're so versatile. So glad Debbie is doing this masterclass. And of course, the other great thing about embossing folders is there's lots of different styles of embossing folders. Like for example, embossing folders that can do this for you, that can give you the emboss as you're seeing on that card, but then they also cut out for you as well, cut and emboss folders. And again, if you were looking at these and thinking to yourself, well, hang on a minute, that seems a bit of a faff, because then I've got to put it through once and it'll emboss, and then I've got to put it through again and it'll cut. No. It is a one-pass wonder with these, and they allow you to create a gorgeous emboss and then allow you to create the aperture as well. So these are super, super versatile, proving very popular today. I've just shown you those finished samples because those are samples which come from this collection here, which is the cut and emboss folder collection, 5 elements in total. So £38 or $44, scratch that price of course, because you're spending over $30 or £30, so you can get another £5 off the price on your screen, but you're going to get all of these. So you've got your candy cane, beautiful detailed emboss, and it's going to cut out that detailing for you as well. Then on top of that, the one that we saw a few moments ago, there's a lot of chat about this on the socials as well, because many of you have got the beautiful collection. This is a great added kind of extra to go with that as well. Beautiful emboss of that honeycomb, and then you've got the detailing of the cut there as well. Then you've got your gorgeous sunshine burst. This one was featured earlier on this morning, as I mentioned, on Wake Up Call with Craig. Worth going back to see his take on that. But look at that, absolutely standout emboss. And then you've got that gorgeous aperture to maybe make a shaker card out of these, maybe kind of layer these up differently, stamp inside, pop a photo inside, however you want to use them. They are just super, super versatile. We just saw this one on that finished sample there, which is your sunshine and, is that sunshine and rainbow? No, it's open window. I say that's nothing sunshine and rainbows about that. Why does it say sunshine and rainbows on the back of there? It's definitely an open window. Maybe you could put some sunshine and rainbows through the window. Maybe that's what it is. But I love that with the moving parts there. And then last but by no means least, you have got your unicorn. No, it doesn't say that at all. You've got your you've got your floral frame. And again, how stunning is that? Just pop through once. Some gilding wax on there, and you've got an absolutely beautiful start to your project. All 5 of those you're going to get within this collection. £30.40, $35.20. Let's get on to these with Debbie. So we've looked at various types of embossing folders already, Debbie, but cut and emboss folders, are they more difficult to use? Do I need to be a more seasoned crafter to get the effect with these?
No, not at all, because honestly, these are just like a hybrid, a mix of a die and an embossing folder together, and create lovely effects. Again, you can do all the things like Ben just showed you, especially that gorgeous bee one that had the black cardstock with the gilding wax. Absolutely beautiful and will match perfectly. The thing with your cut and emboss folder, it's the same as with any of the embossing folders, like I explained at the beginning. You have your raised side and you can feel it. You can run your fingers across and you can actually feel that, but you have the metal in here. So you're probably thinking, oh, there's some white pieces of cardstock in there. For all you new viewers that are watching, this is like a sponge to release that die cut. So don't be tempted to take it out, because it won't work very well. And it means you'll have to prise all your pieces of card out. So make sure that you keep that in there. But simply, again, one recessed side, one raised side. But when you think about this, think about the metal, cut it into your cardstock. Obviously, I've chosen some textured cardstock here because I'm going to do a little bit of a sanding technique with this one. But you simply make sure, especially if you're using like, a good example. If you're using something like a patterned paper or a shine, make sure that you've got your metal facing cut down. So when you're popping it in, that way, not the other, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just so that you get it on the right side. So when you pop this in, and again, I've just cut this down to size. These are a really nice size one. They're slightly bigger than 5x7, these, so they're just a little tad bigger. But very simple combination with your Gemini. It's just your 2 clear cutting plates. And you can, I usually had a metal shim into mine to give a bit of extra emboss, because it just pushes it up a little bit through by adding the shim. But I'll start off with the correct plate combination that we recommend everybody do, because it's absolutely fab. Again, that release part. I mean, these pieces you're going to be able to use. Yes. Absolutely, you're going to be able to use. And I'm just prizing that off for a second so you can see there. They're little elements that you can use again. But you can see straight away you've got the die cut piece and you've got the beautiful embossed detail as well. Now, we couldn't find a sanding block earlier, could I? Been looking everywhere for a sanding block.
So we went next door.
And Adam's got me the roughest sandpaper ever in the world, so I'm going to be careful not to catch it on my fingers. Actually, Could do a bit of filing down my fingers while I'm at it with that.
Craft, not doing your nails.
I'm just going to sand it back a little bit because I want to add a bit of, what's the right word?
Distressing.
Thank you. Yes, a bit of a distress ink. So I'm just going to go over that, and I want to get back to that core, so I'm trying to go over there, but I'm going to highlight it a little bit more in a second. And when we just bring that off, try not to go too deep, because that's when you can end up taking away your lovely design. So I'm just going in a little bit there, Ben, but I am going to bring in my gilding waxes as well afterwards, because there's lots of things you can do with these. And again, I'm just going to strip it back a little bit, and it just helps your ink grab a little bit more when you're doing this. Again, do you know what I always say to everybody? Have a little play. Have a little play. When you get it home and you're embossing folders and you get them home, have a little play. I'll get rid of, oh God, look at state at counter. Oh, there's like shavings of yellow everywhere. Oops. Oops.
Are you making a mess over there?
I'm making a little bit of a mess. I am just making a little bit of a mess, Ben, I am, yes. But I'm going to go over with my ink. Now, I've chosen an ink that's quite similar to my paper, but with having that little bit of sanding on it, it gives it a little bit of a rough edge to it.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of a distress feature to it.
What is that, honey pot?
This is the honey pot, yeah. And it's my honey pot. When somebody was asking about the ink pads, this is the quick dry one.
Right.
Because we can't find the water reactive one. We don't know where it is. We've looked absolutely everywhere.
You don't think that Ali might have accidentally taken that back with her, because she was using those yesterday, wasn't she?
Oh, I should know then. We might have to have a little word with her. Bless her, she was...
Ping her a message.
We'll give her a quick message. But
Obviously didn't get the frisk on the way out today.
Hey, I normally do frisking. It's me that does that frisking.
She's there at the end of the day, Debbie, with her security hat on.
That's me, yeah. Come on down, come on. Let's be having you. Oh, I sounded like a policeman then, didn't I? Let's be having you.
Hello.
But literally, all I'm doing is that I'm just adding. If you've seen what I'm doing, I'm not going straight in. I'm like twisting and turning it all the time. But you can see you're adding a bit of dimension, a bit of colour to it. And I've deliberately chosen a colour that's similar because I didn't want to go in too heavy-handed. But of course you can do, because you can take another colour and go over the top of it. However, I love the gilding wax. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologise because I love gilding wax. I'm going to go back in with it then.
You definitely should show us it again.
I'm going to go back in with my gilding waxes. I'm just bring my golds in for this one though, because it's the B one. I'm just going to go in with my golds. So let me cover up my my ink, and then again I'm just going to bring a little bit in. And we're going to highlight a little bit over the detail. Now, because I've sanded it back, you'll get a different kind of effect, but you'll still get a really nice touch to it. And it just gives, I'm calling it a bit of a grungy look, this.
Yeah,
a little bit of a grungy. Going a little bit grungy. Nothing wrong with a bit of grunge, is there, now and again?
No.
I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's just, again, it's just showing you what you can do with it. And this is textured cardstock. This isn't regular cardstock. It's a textured cardstock. And you can see that texture and that, the roughness. Is that a right word? Mm-hmm. The roughness. But again, you can add more colours. So I could go in with another colour and go back in and add a little bit. There's nothing to stop you. And again, it's just that added little bit of dimension to it. And there's lots of layers on this from an embossing folder already. You can see that quite visibly because we're just adding layers to it. Yeah. Lots of different textures to it. Again, I could add more ink on there, but there's all sorts that you can do with it. I think I'm happy with me too, actually. Or should I go in with, let's go a little bit more. Let's go in with this one. This is what I'm like.
We've got a 5-piece set for your King Antique Gold, Renaissance and Silver, the colours that you'll get in the collection. But we've got less than 20% of the stock remaining. And like Debbie said, you may as well get all 5 rather than faffing about and picking up one, because you'll come back and get the second, won't you?
Is this the last chance we've got today as well?
Well, yeah, I mean...
Oh, right, okay, yep.
15% of the stock remaining. And I'll tell you that equates to very low double figures left. If you're thinking, that probably means hundreds, doesn't. We've got very low double figures.
Oh, bless.
Of stock remaining.
Yeah, so if you've been after some and you've been loving that idea of having some, then absolutely is now the right opportunity to be able to get them. Now you can see that's turned my yellow cardstock, which was this colour. Oh, not that colour. that colour.
Yep.
Milky fingers, sorry. But you can see just by adding a bit of ink, bit of gilding wax, and by distressing it, it gives it a really aged look, and I do love that as well. So again, lots of things you can do with them. I'm going to try, because I've just clocked the time, so I'm not going to not do any more with this, because I've clocked the time, and I want to show you some other things that you can actually do with embossing and other little things that you can do with them. So I'm going to have a quick reset and get myself ready, because I want to try and cram some more in.
All right, these are going, they're flying. By the way, as we said, if you want to get that gilding wax collection, that's going as well. We've got less than 15% of the stock remaining now. You'll get all 5 of the colours we've been talking about. But this is gorgeous, isn't it? The cut and emboss folder collection, so super easy. And again, if you're seeing these for the first time, you've now seen how easy it is to achieve these effects. One pass wonders. They're going to give you that emboss. They're going to give you that die cut as well. There's that gorgeous bee. And again, just to show you here, there is what Debbie was talking about, where you can reuse the waste, as it were, and it's been perfectly shown in this particular card here, just replacing those back onto the card. Queen bee and that gorgeous bee stamp on there too. So you've got your gorgeous honeycomb on there. You've then also got that sunburst, that's included, stunning. You've got your gorgeous window in there as well. And then last, but certainly not least, is that beautiful floral frame. So all 5 of those included. Yes, everyone's saving $26.95 or $30.75 today. So that price is applicable to everyone, except nobody pays that for 2 reasons. Because A, you're in Club Inspire, so you'll get a discount, and B, you'll get £5 off that if you buy before the 4th of July, because we're giving you £5 or $5 off everything if you spend over 30 or 30. This is the platinum price. Get involved and grab these deals. Also, just very quickly, if you've enjoyed the demonstrations that we've been doing with the gilding wax particularly, then you want to go for the matte black card stock, because you're going to get that, and you're also going to get the second one for half price. Buy one, get one, half price. I would flick through these for you, but I haven't got time, unfortunately. I mean, that's a little joke there. They're all just black. Never mind. You're going to get, as I say, 80 sheets in total, £12, $16.80. Everybody is stocking up on that today. Grab it whilst it's here at that amazing deal. And that might be the £12 or $16 that you need to get over that £30 or $30 threshold. Right, thank you for the lovely comments coming in. Lorraine has just said, my head is in double implode mode after all this inspiration from Debbie. I have all the folders used so far. And Jenny just saying, I'm going to use this folder with the beautiful collection. Debbie says, Jean, I could watch you all day long with your multimedia stuff. Your enthusiasm is contagious now. I'm going to give it a go. Debbie, you're so amazing today, says Lorraine. More amazing than usual. And that, I mean, seriously, Debbie, on a normal day, on the amazing scale, you know, she's usually pretty much at the top, isn't she? So to get that comment today from you, Lorraine, she's obviously over the top of amazing and gone into the stratosphere of out of this world. We've got 20 minutes remaining. What can you show us, Debbie?
Well, I'm going to try and cram in now lots of different things that you can emboss. I think that's the plan for the next bit. So we're going to do a letterpress technique. I love this technique. It's one of my favourites. And I've brought the leopard print out. But yes. I thought, do you know what I'm going to go with? I thought I'd go with a really strong colour. Where did that purple go from earlier? Because I don't think I put anything away. Oh, here it is. Let's go with a bit of purple. Now, when you use it, and again, this is a 3D embossing folder, but you could do this with, you know, with your 2D ones as well. But I'm going to show you the different way that you can achieve 2 different looks with the emboss side, because we always talk about embossing. What we forget is the deboss side as well. And this is the bit that you can create a different look with. So this is my emboss side, but I'm going to do a dual piece with this one. This is the emboss side. This is the recess side. So that's the deboss side. And I'm going to put my ink. Now, normally I would use a brayer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it over. I mean, straight away, look at that. I love leopard print. Can I just tell you? Leopard print is, Sarah will tell you, I'm always seems to be dressed in it. I've got a bit florally just lately, yes, but I've got a lot of leopard print tops and things like that because I love. But can you visibly see the difference there?
Yes.
And I've chosen that for a reason, and I've chosen so that you can see the difference that you're going to get. What is that producer Johnny saying in my ear? What's he like?
He's a bit giddy today,
Is
isn't he,
he
old Johnny?
being a bit cheeky today?
A little bit cheeky.
I thought he was.
More cheeky than usual.
That you can visibly see the difference. So remember, we've got emboss, we've got deboss. But what I'm going to do, I'm not listening. I'm just switching off. Is what I'm doing. And in a minute, I'm going to take you out my ear.
It's the best way sometimes.
So I'm going to put my cardstock into the centre. Now, I always say to this, try and keep it still while you get it down, and then you can hold it into place. But visibly straight away, gorgeous leopard print, gorgeous deboss. And that's the difference you get between the two. This is like a 2 for the price of 1.
Yes.
And you can do this with water reactive inks. You can do it with your quick drying inks. You can do it with your pigment, opaque pigment inks. You can also do it with your watermark ink pad, and then add embossing powders to it afterwards. Yep. So that's another way, and if I get time I'll try and show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that into my folder. This is a 3D embossing folder, so as always, 3D embossing folder platform. We're going to run that through, and I am going to try and get in. I've got a whole list here.
You only got 15 minutes left, Mrs.
I know. Where does it go?
Where's the time? It's flown by.
Honestly, I could do with a 4-hour masterclass.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? Everybody, did you hear him groan?
Don't be saying
did
that,
you hear him
Debbie.
groan?
What have
Everybody
you do?
groaned. But
4-hour
honestly,
shows.
let me loose in the studio for 4 hours, and I'll carry on embossing till my heart's content. Now, literally, that beautiful side, flip over. Oh my days. So that's the emboss side, that's the deboss side. Now you tell me what you're going to choose.
I almost prefer the deboss.
Honestly,
That's
beautiful.
Yeah.
And then of course you can go back over with your ink to create a little bit more depth, because that's the emboss side. So you could use another ink and go over there. Let's what will go with purple? Let's have a look. What will go? Should we go a bit green? Should we go a bit funky? Yeah. We'll go a bit funky.
Funky green.
Let's go a bit funky.
Which one's that?
This is
Spring
the
Meadow?
Spring Meadow, yeah. So you can still go over and get a different look by adding the green and going over the top to catch that raised side, because this is the, ooh, I see. Oh, I quite like. Oh, I'd love a print like this on a dress.
Oh yeah. Well, why not?
Oh my God, I'd love these colours.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I might have to have a word with Sarah and see if there's any way she can speak to, her friends in high places that she's got. Those are the fellow dragons that do lots of making of her dresses. Yeah. I keep telling her, if they want to try on a chunky size model, then they can have me.
Chunky size.
Then they can use me, and I'll be the chunky size model for them. My daughter keeps telling me, because if you've watched me before, I talk about my daughter a lot. But she's my eldest is a dress designer, and she degree in fashion and a heart, and she does some amazing things. Might have to have a word with her as well.
Oh yeah, she's the perfect person.
She's the perfect person. Really? She is indeed. I just don't see her enough. But now what that's done is caught that raised element as well. But look at the beautifulness of both. And of course, you can use this with your watermark ink pad. You'll just get a different look. But either way, I love both. And that is the letterpress technique. And again, when you're cleaning out your folder, either wipe it with a wipe or use hot soapy water to create that look. Shall we try and cram some more in? Should I give it a little minute to reset? Just two seconds then. 2 seconds.
Cheryl's getting very excited on the socials, going, OMG, I have a Fire Stick in my new TV, and now Crafters TV on the big screen. Yeah, I think more and more of you are watching us now on the big screen, which means you can get closer to the action. You can see the demos up close and personal, which is just brilliant. Jean just saying, Debbie, I could watch you all day long with all the multimedia stuff. Your enthusiasm is contagious. Now I'm going to give it a go. And that pleases me because, you know what, more than anything, I hope you guys, if you haven't got the deals that we've got on this show, you're taking advantage of the deals. But if you already have got a lot of the embossing folders, like a lot of you are already telling me you have, hopefully you're taking inspiration from all of Debbie's demos, and now you've kind of got all of these ideas bubbling around your mind as to what you're going to do with the folders. Molly Hannah on YouTube just saying, wow, look at the difference between those two sides. Would not have thought to do that. Yeah, you got your emboss, you got your deboss, so many different effects that you can achieve with these folders. Yep, and up close and personal, those are the four that you're going to get. £17.60 or $24 is a phenomenal buy today. Again, again, lots of different ideas, lots of different folders. You're going to get your Grande Butterfly within that collection. You're also going to get the Climbing Ivy as well. Plus you're going to get your Vintage Scroll, and you've got your Lavish Leopard, which is the one that we've just been looking at there with Debbie. £17.60 or $24. There you go. There's the Lavish Leopard. I'll come back. It's all right. There we go. There's your Vintage Scroll. Back to front. There is that gorgeous Climbing Ivy and the Grande Butterfly. I mean, how stunning is that? All of that for that low price today, £22 or $30, or Platinum members pay the price down here at the bottom of the screen. We have 13 minutes left. By the way, just whilst Debbie is preparing over there, please join us for Cartload a little bit later on. We have got some of the best deals, certainly this, well, as I say, this month, it's the first day of the month, certainly the best of the month so far. The best, I think, of the last few months. Deals that you may well have seen on Wake Up Call, that you could, it's deals you can't believe, basically. Deals that you can't believe. Yeah, basically what they've done here, our team, is they've done the deal on various items and then forgotten that we're doing the spend 30, save 5, and then they've also added bonus points, and we've also got lucky dips coming up for you as well. It's a show you will not want to miss, coming up at 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 o'clock East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast. Right, let us get back over to our Debbie. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Who's got a mess of plethora, right? A plethora of mess all in front of her. But I'm just going to try and cram a few more things in here. Now, I love craft metal. Unfortunately, I haven't got any left because I use it too much. You can buy it in most craft places and things like that, but you could also cheat and use our silver cardstock. It looks similar, but you can get away with it. You just don't have that same rattle, but you could use it because do you know what else you can do with your embossing folders? You can colour with them. So I am using this to create my little craft metal effect. So it's a luxury silver cardstock that I've got there. Again, 3D, so I'm going to go back in with my 3D folder and my combination, and we're going to run that through. And then you can do lots of things with it. And this is what I say about having not enough time to cram everything in that's in here that I want to come out here, so I'll just have to keep trying and see if we can get another class or something in there. But there's so many things you can do with them, Ben. And again, not only do you create a beautiful, gorgeous embossed detail, but then you can take things like your pens and your alcohol markers and you can colour over them. Let me go in for a stronger purple, see if I can pick that up. You can create this, like I said, onto craft metal as well. But you can also, like I said, cheat. You can use tin foil. I know our Jan's done it before where she's created tin foil and over some white stamping card. And then you can do this and you can add these onto here, and I am going to try and be really quick. Obviously, if I were at home, I'd be taking a little bit more time to add that detail onto there. Let's go in with a darker one. Oh, ooh la la, honestly, can you see it coming through? You honestly can create some really beautiful looks. And you literally, just literally take your alcohol colours onto there and then just add these details on. And again, you can blend, you can mix them up. There's honestly, Ben, I love this technique. It's a technique that I absolutely adore doing. And all I am doing is laying down, and I'm not even being precise with this. I'm just slapping it on and giving it a good old go all the way around. And again, use your embossed detail to be able to create. And I don't know if you can see that, but if I just show you, you can see that gorgeous colour coming through. And again, all you need to do is just use your embossed detail. And I mean, I would honestly, if I were at home, there'd be a lot more time taken care. But because I'm really conscious that time is flying by, and it truly is, I want to show you some other things that you can do with it as well. But honestly, this is one of my favourite things that I love to do. And it's just taking your alcohol pens, going over, and I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as a blue, what's it called? Dandelion, not dandelion, what's it called? What do they call them things that you blow? Is that right? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as a blue one. bet in Debbie's world there is. But there is now, but this is the kind of look that you can achieve and you can colour over. So can you see how beautiful that looks? Oh, look, there it is. There it is. And that is just on luxury silver cardstock. And if you're worried about it running or will it go, absolutely not. I'm rubbing that across there, nothing's moving. So don't worry about that, and that's something else that you could then take into your card making or your scrapbooking or anything like that. But that's just one of the things that you can do, just one,
okay.
Because there's other things. You can go on to acetate and vellum, and you can emboss those things as well. So let me find, what embossing folder shall I use? Angfire, Ben, Angfire.
I will, Angfire.
Where's the gorgeous vintage scroll gone? Whoop, I've got it here.
Oh, what was the card you were using, by the way? Dieta wants to know what the cardstock that you used just then.
Just then,
yeah.
It is luxury silver cardstock. Do you know the packs that we do with the mats, the mirror and the glitter? That is what I used, and that's the one. In fact, if I could find it, I've just chucked it down here at back. But yes, that's the one I used. You can use any. You could use craft metal, you could use tin foil over your white stamping card. You'll need your permanent glue for that. So your permanent glue in a can is the stick and stay.
Yes.
Use that one. Put that down, emboss it, it'll come through just like smooth, beautiful. I mean, Jan taught me that one when I said to her, my craft metal's running out, Jan, what do I need to do? And she was like, this is what you need to do, Debs, and that works really well as well. But if you've got your silver cardstock, you can do that too.
Brilliant.
So I'm now running through some acetate. So you can do the same thing with acetate. And of course, you could take your alcohol inks. So if you've got your re-inkers, this is what you can do too. Now, I unfortunately don't have them with me, but let me see if I can bring in. Can you see the acetate?
Yeah,
how
you
beautiful
can.
does that look?
That's amazing.
Now, do you know if you want to? I'm just trying to find a dark piece of cardstock to stick under it. See if that'll help me. Let me see if I can bring that in. Oh, there you go. Ooh. Now, if you love making boxes and you use your acetate, you can emboss and have a really beautiful effect, and that is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, with acetate, you can do the same. Take your pens, have a colour, and just literally colour behind it. And when you colour behind it, you just need to let me use it with my darker one, so it'd be easy with a darker one. You can go back in with a darker one, and you can create that lovely stained glass window look as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that you can do with it, Ben. Now, obviously, I can't believe time's running out.
No, you've got literally 5 minutes. Just to clear up, we obviously haven't got a demo of the show here, have we? Because you've just done loads of different techniques. So we will we'll hopefully get a demo from Debbie off Cartload.
Well, I'll tell you what I could do. I could finish me. Do you know me what that I did earlier? I said I was going to wait for it to dry. I could literally put my card in there. Yeah. So I'll put my card in there later. But honestly, the things that you can do with this is acetate. I've coloured it again in with acetate, and again I'm just rubbing it from the other side where I coloured it. It's not coming off. It's staying on there, so it'll stay put. So you can do acetate. You can do one more. It's so, but I really wanted to do.
Debbie wants to carry on all the way.
I want to carry on. Can't carry on. I know that's me.
2 hours.
I want to carry on. It's not fair.
I want to go and have my dinner.
Let's put a bit of vellum in there. So let's go in with some vellum, and we'll do as vellum as well. Can't believe you're making me stop. You spoil sports. Can't we carry on? Nobody will know.
Well, we could just let you we could leave the cameras on for Debbie, couldn't we?
You ought to hear noises coming from here because I'm saying, come on, we're going to carry on. Come on, let's keep going. But honestly, when you do vellum, can you take a look? In fact, let me grab my black piece of cardstock again. Look at the vellum, and it actually looks. Let me go in there. Let me stay there. Go on, you get that? Yeah. Go on, Nicola. That actually looks like I've already distressed it. It looks like I've used my piece of sanding paper over it, but I haven't. I've just run it through the embossing, and look at the gorgeous detail. And again, if you love things behind the back or wraps, your vellum wraps what you wrap around. Yeah. You can do things like that as well.
Wow.
There is a whole heap of things that I had on my list that I've just run out of time with. I hope you've taken a few little tips and a few little things that you can do with your embossing folders. But honestly, go and check out all the tutorials, the YouTubes. I did a class a couple of weeks ago. Go and check out, because I did some different things with heat setting with the watermark one. Go and check that one out. If you can find the one that Jan did with the 17, and I'm sure it's 17, different ways to emboss, go and check that out as well. Never underestimate the power of a plastic folder, because these beauties ladies and these bad boys can really turn your projects into something quite stunning for minimal amount of money. What I call craft affordability, that's what these embossing folders can bring to you at home. So I hope we've taken a little bit of inspiration, despite me mess, despite the messy mind, how Debbie works sometimes, but have a play and then share your results with me. Share your results. I want to see what you do with your embossing folders. So let me know.
And more than anything, I hope today, as I said, if you have got the majority of the embossing folders that we've brought on the show, you've learned a new tip or a new way to be able to use them that you can now take into your projects going forward. So again, do let us know how much you've loved this show in the comments. If you haven't yet got the deals, please pick one of, or maybe a couple of the different bundles that we've got and grab them. This for me again is a brilliant deal, the 3D folders and stencil collection that we started the show on earlier on, because you're going to get the 3D emboss with the folders, and then you've got the stencils to apply on top as well, to not only give you that gorgeous emboss, but then going to make it really easy for you to apply all of your inks to really make these projects stand out. It's a brilliant collection. You've got your precious poppies in there. This is the delicate dandelions. Dandelions, they're blue on here as well, Debbie, so I shouldn't worry. Your blue one's here, so never fear. You've then got your butterflies. So that floral butterfly that Debbie did for you at the start of the show will go forward as the demo of the show for a little bit later on. But again, embossing folder gives you that 3D emboss, then you can add the colour with your stencils, use them independently of each other as well, should you wish to do that. The beautiful lilies, again, also included within that bundle. And then you've got the gorgeous roses just to finish things off as well. And these are the kind of things that you have got the ability to create so simply, so easily. As I said, if you've never made a card before, this is the kind of result that you can achieve straight away. £31.97, $41.44 if you're a platinum member. And remember, that price will come down by another £5, so it's actually £26.97 or £36.44 if you're platinum, because if you spend over £30 or $30 or €30, you'll get an extra £5 off up until the 4th of July. So much more to tell you. Triple points on everything Totally Tiffany. We've also got Cartload coming up for you as well. It is going to be an unbelievable show later on. Best prices ever on a huge amount of deals. Bonus points, lucky dips. It's going to be amazing. Just like our Debbie and all of her demos on the show today.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Got all I thought I'd not done much, but when I look at it, I've actually done quite a bit. So I'm feeling all right with myself. Now, it's been a pleasure. Looking forward to 7 o'clock. Come and join us then. Bye.
Oh dear, Debbie's disappeared. Mike's given up because she's been working so hard that side of the studio, you see. Oh, no, Johnny's just said he's turned her off in case she carries on. Brilliant, I love that. I don't know whether he's telling the truth or not there, to be honest with you. But listen, a big thank you if you have joined us over the last couple of hours. Check out your baskets right now. Do not miss out on the deals. And will you come back at 7 o'clock? 2 o'clock East Coast, 11 o'clock on the West Coast. You will not want to miss the cartload that we've got coming up for you. We will see you then. Until then, bye for now. Just keep waving. Just keep waving.